All right, welcome to the first ever Madden Addicts podcast hosted by myself, Blue Henny, well, known as Mark. And joining us on today's show, we have the leader of Camp Hendez himself, Melendez.
Hey, what's up, everyone?
We are going to be breaking down our top 32 in terms of the Hendez power rankings as of this point in season 4. And we're going to go 8 at a time here. So starting off with our 25 to 32, we have the Cleveland Browns at 25, the Miami Dolphins at 26, the Chicago Bears at 27, the Los Angeles Rams at 28, the Indianapolis Colts, which makes me sad, at 29, the Raiders at 30, the Titans at 31, and everyone's favorite bottom dweller, the New York Jets of real life, also at 32.
I was going to say the Jets being in last is probably the most appropriate and most realistic thing in Madden Addicts today.
Sad. But no, so what are your thoughts on the bottom 8 so far? But we do have some, at one point, higher end users on here, especially like Miami with a sports freak here. So there's definitely some big drops from season to season.
Yeah, you have to wonder if there is some tanking going on, any bit of looking into the next year's draft. Maybe some vacations going on or something like that. Real life world getting into play. Yeah, but I mean, starting with the Jets again. Being a Jets fan, it's tough to see them down there. I did look at the Jets roster just out of curiosity, and I'm actually quite impressed. They have real, a full roster of full-on real Jets, even from Jets today. Obviously we're in season 4, and a bunch of generated players. Doesn't look like they've made a signing in 4 years, so
Very
not surprised to see
very
them down
loyal
here.
to the team though. You gotta respect that. Like as someone who has as many Colts as they can physically acquire, like that is kind of a respectful thing there. Not translating to wins though, but
Yeah, but again, probably understandable why they're at the bottom of the power rankings in that case, and their cap situation is probably fantastic.
also true. And we have some new users on here that could easily fly up here, like the Colts being a new user that you and me know well from our baseball league, where we know he could be a cheesy guy in baseball. So we'll see if that translates to
Well, wasn't he
football.
also pretty cheesy in NCAA? I
I
guess
think
that was
so
last
too.
year.
Yeah, it's tough because we had
Yeah,
the whole
yeah.
train wreck of a
Hey, if anyone
situation.
wants to know, I'm pretty sure he's a running user. I remember him having Oklahoma State and using
Oh,
Ollie
true.
Gordon.
Yeah, he did.
Ollie
He has the
Gordon
goat
last
Ollie.
year was really, really good
He has
for
abused of
him.
Ollie
Won a
Gordon.
Heisman or two. Um,
Remember Ralph Miranda, my goat quarterback
yeah.
from TCU. All right, so let's
Oh
move on
God,
to
please,
our.
please. I still have nightmares.
I know he's still my background on my Xbox, and then never forget. So we're gonna move on to our next 8, so 17 to 24, with the starting off with Tampa Bay at 17, the Vikings at 18, Steelers at 19, the Seattle Sea Chickens at 20, the 49ers at 21, the Ravens at 22, the Panthers at 23, and the Broncos at 24. I mean, I will poke fun at this. I mean, this is a very strong middle of the pack with a lot of 500 users that are very much in the playoff race right now, especially with
Yeah, I think
you and Beast right now as really being legitimately in the mix here.
I think this is wide open. I mean, obviously there are some top heavy hitters in this league, but when it comes to the middle guys, the guys that are going to represent their divisions in the playoffs and probably get knocked out in the wild card, as I'm very, very accustomed to, I think a lot of these guys can fight for a playoff spot. We see a lot of very even point differentials. I personally, I'm 6-6 and have a 3 point differential. So it just goes to show that,
Perfectly balanced.
that's how it ends up. It's funny because some games I lose by 50, some games I win by 40. So, and that it just how it turns out. But you could see a lot of movement here in the coming weeks.
Yeah, and like we all see a little bit of tanking here, just 'cause I know coming out of my game here. There's some users that are definitely better than what they be here, like almost like Carolina, for example. I mean, he trying to develop a quarterback, but we know he's a better than a 23rd user too here.
Well, I mean, yeah, 6 straight losses for the Panthers just doesn't feel right.
Yeah, I know,
Um,
starting off 3-0, and even you can make a case right now with Tampa Bay being at 17 that whole NFC South right now is still wide open right now with all the teams within a game or two of each other. Where
oh, for sure.
17th, their 17th user might be end up being a division winner and hosting a playoff game.
Yeah, well, that's unfortunate for for the other teams in the
Yeah, which
NFC
we'll
that
see.
are not going to make it because there's less spots available.
And we'll see in the later power rankings. There's some very overqualified wild cards coming up in the power rankings. So
Yeah,
going
that'll
on
make
to
for good
our
playoff games.
Going on to the next half, we're in the top half of our power rankings, going 9 through 16. We have the, I believe, NFC North leading Lions. Then a Super Bowl champion at number 10, a deep run playoff user last year, the Eagles in 11. Everyone's favorite boy, unofficial Camp Hendez member at the Saints at 12. Our reigning Super Bowl champ at 13. The Chiefs, who are cheesy at 14. The rising new user, who I don't even know your name to be honest if you watch this, but Buffalo at 15. And then Jacksonville at 16. So there's a couple of up and comers here that are new to the top half here, and quite literally two of our three Super Bowl champions, and we're not even in the top 8 yet. So a very deep run of users right now. If you, I don't say so myself.
Yeah, for sure. There's some definitely some scary teams here. I know even the Saints. I mean, obviously the newest Camp Hendez user, Goose. I played him a couple weeks back, and although I hate his quarterback's name, it's he has a really powerful team, and really hard to stop. This is where we're starting to get into the cheese. This is where we're going just regular cheddar. We haven't gotten to Gouda yet. We haven't gotten to Brie, but the cheese has started. Kind of on the top half of the list.
And supposedly with the not glitch kick that was going around yesterday. And they,
I'm not even. I mean, I saw it in the chat. I'm not 100% sure of what's going on.
I think it's
I
more of
have
like the
seen a
power
couple.
squib. I've noticed in the NFL, some teams do it where they try to bounce it in front of the kick returner to try to mess up the kick return. That's what I think is going on. But I mean, if the glitch will get fixed, I don't think it is
Hey,
that.
you have control. You have control of your guys. Move them up before the kickoff. If guy does it more than once, it shouldn't catch him more than once, in my
Yeah,
opinion.
and just my eyes kick out of bounds because I've lost
But yeah, I
multiple
think
games.
most importantly here, I think the fact that you see Atlanta, the Super Bowl champ, in at 13 is kind of surprising. His record was a little lower than I expected. Maybe he was away, maybe he's had a tough schedule, but we
I think he's been
expect
developing new running
unfortunately we
backs for some
expect him
reason.
when it comes to the playoffs. We expect him there.
Yeah, and right now he's only a game. He's either tied for the division lead or one game out, and that's someone that nobody will want to play, regardless of what he wants to say about himself. But that's a user that no one's going to want to play just based off the track record.
Oh yeah, I mean that's the problem with the NFC, right? Because he is one game behind Goose for the NFC South, but the wild card winner there is going to face a division winner, and some of the division winners are as impressive as some of the wild card teams. I mean, three NFC East team. I mean, we haven't even gotten to them yet, but like a bunch of NFC East teams toward the top, and so it's going to be a you know no wild card in the playoffs for sure.
Yeah, and we have three NFC teams in the top 8, which we're about to see because the Eagles are the lowest one at 11, unless I'm.
Yes, yeah, that would be correct.
All right, so moving on to our top 8 as of now. So go starting from number 8, we have Cheddar himself at Clips, the Packers at number 8. We have myself at 7, which I'll let you explain why we put me at 7. We have Flynn at 6, despite being on vacation, still very much near the top of the NFC. We have Reg with the Cowboys at 5. Saints Pride, just honestly Mr. Consistency at this point at number 4. Mo, number 3, another person that applied for Camp Hendez, I believe. We have one of the OGs, DJ, at number 2, and at number 1 we have the Cincinnati Bengals with to me, the best passing attack on paper ever assembled. I mean, just that
I mean, this list is a bunch of cheesers. It's
for many different
simply put.
reasons too, which is the interesting part here. We have the Bengals who can pass on anybody. We have Saints Pride, who I honestly has a very adaptable offense, but I believe he is leading the league in rushing, which I was, so I know it's impressive if you're ahead of me.
Well, no, Jonathan Taylor is up on him by 11 yards at
Okay,
this
so it's like
moment.
right there, and so it's like so the fact that I know he has significantly less carries than me too, that I do know.
That's fair. Yeah, yeah,
So
he's
like
way more efficient. Yeah, I mean, again, Green Bay, rounding up the top 8. He Eclipse throws that high ball cheese
that high ball inside seam
with
cheese.
Christian Watson. Then it's kind of impossible to stop. I probably made a mistake in trading you, Malik Neighbors. You've been, I believe, on a 7-game win streak.
I have been on a win streak since I traded for him, and my two losses during that streak were a 1 point overtime loss to number 6 on this list, and a 4-point loss on the kickoff return to number 2 on this list.
Yeah, so you're playing well right now. Obviously, an offensive attack with Malik Neighbors, with Marvin Harrison, with Jonathan Taylor, and Anthony Richardson.
Yeah, you can't
Pretty
forget
impossible
Kyler
to
Warren.
stop. I just don't know if you have the defense to deal with some of these cheesers, but that's why you're
The
up
one,
here, but
yeah,
not
because
super high.
if you look at my defensive stats in particular, in terms of yards let up, I'm near the top, but I also believe I lead the league in picks. So I'm
Bend but
a
don't break.
so
Bend
I'm
but
a
don't
very
break.
high risk, high reward defense where it's, I mean, helping so far. But yes, I can't stop a nosebleed, but we hunt for picks.
Then Flynn is there. Again, I think he was on vacation earlier. He's
Yeah,
still eight and
he was
four.
at Disney with the
We
family. Good
expect
for
him.
him.
We expect him in the NFC Championship game. Hopefully, somebody can take him out early. I'm not bitter, but yeah, I mean, we expect him there. Reg is on the largest winning streak in the league. He has a 9-game winning streak. Started off 0-3. Again, I'm not sure if he was on vacation or something, but the Cowboys are 9-3.
I do believe, didn't he trade away Joe Milton this season? Where honestly, the fact that he traded that god quarterback and is still producing at that level,
Yeah,
almost
yeah.
like what we saw with Flynn when he traded away whatchamacallit, Jaden Daniels to Beast, where there was definitely a drop off in quarterback play, but eventually it picked up. And I do
Hey, I
think
mean,
that's part of the reason Flynn is where he is now, because I know he's developing, I believe, Carson Wentz Jr. or just Carson Wentz.
yeah, I mean, I'm completely unsure about that roster, but for sure, Dallas deserves to be up here. Again, Saints Pride is he is a
He's
consistent user,
consistently up there. He always going
and
back to the
he has his share of cheese, but at the end of the day, if you're going to give him the opportunity to run, he's going to run the ball.
that the
Um,
one thing I will say him compared to, I mean, I might feel like I might be the next closest in terms of this is being able to adapt to whatever the opponent's giving. If you give him the run, he will destroy you on the ground. He's
yeah,
capable of throwing, like he's capable of playing solid to at least average defense, even on a bad defensive game, where he is probably the most flexible user, which is why he's always up there. He's not a one-trick pony.
no,
But
for
at the
sure.
same time, I don't think, just like with me, he doesn't dominate in one specific aspect of the game where when it comes to playoffs, he sometimes gets out cheddared.
Yeah, yeah, I can see that. And then our top three, obviously Mo, Mr. Cheese himself is up there.
I'm still proud of the fact I beat him in season one. I'm proud to say that.
Yeah.
Hasn't been
No,
the best this year.
he doesn't get the, I don't think Mo gets the credit he deserves,
Mm-mm.
amongst the other top users in the league, but he's always up there. DJ at number two with the Patriots was 11-0, would have been number one had we made this list last week,
Yeah.
but actually just got taken down by our new reigning number one. Bang went, again, he deserves to be here. He's in the playoffs, deep playoff run every year. So, we have the top three are held by AFC teams. But then, the NFC comes in strong. This is a really, really strong list toward the top here.
And if you look pretty much from 4 all the way through 13, it's pretty much all NFC outside of one user in Mel, where the top of the AFC is definitely dominant, but then after that you have a big drop off, which is why you might see the AFC being the top heavy conference, but the NFC probably being the deeper conference.
Oh
And
yeah, the NFC I can attest is a gauntlet. I mean, every year I come back. Sometimes I have a second or third place schedule and I'm playing cheesers, and
I know, yeah, it's crazy.
I'm gonna try to sneak in at not at what 9-8, and but that might not be enough to get in the NFC.
And to put in perspective, the top 3 are AF3 and the bottom 4 are AFC too. So it's a very wide spread out where I mean they're
Yeah, but that
dominating
sounds
everywhere.
that screams of stat games to me. I'm gonna start keeping an eye on some people.
And
Um,
if you notice, it's 1 from the west, 2 from the south, 1 from the east. Now, yeah, I mean, granted, Mel I think beats up on everybody, but I mean, we'll see. I do think that, like, going back to it, I do think have adding a new Colts user that we know can be cheesy in other sports should hopefully give him more competition besides just the Jaguars right now. And
yeah.
Dub is capable of getting wins here and there. I do believe he got a big upset win against you last year, which kind of knocked you out of the playoff race because you.
I don't want to talk about it, but yeah, you're not wrong.
So
Um,
Dub is more capable of stealing a win because Dub doesn't make a lot of mistakes. Like Dub
no.
plays very straightforward. It's not going to be cheesy, but Dub doesn't make mistakes either.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, some people are a little bit more consistent than others,
Exactly.
and I put him up there.
All right, so I guess we'll wrap it up here. So we thank you for watching the first episode of the Madden Addicts podcast, hosted by myself. If you're ever interested in being a guest, always shoot me a DM. I want to try to have guests. We are gonna do our top 10 videos at the end of the playoffs. Please submit your top 10, your top video, your videos, as we are going to be giving away VBA bank prizes for our top video clips. If you disagree with any of the rankings, I'm sure we're going to hear about it.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, but at the end of the day, I think we're fairly on point with here. I mean, there's always a
I, th-
little
I think at this
heaviness.
point your record is what you are. I mean, outside of a couple specific cases where somebody might be having a bad season, but we give them the benefit of the doubt,
Yeah, at this point,
or
we're
was
not
on
season
vacation
one.
and their record doesn't show. In general, you are what your record says you are, and I think we try to represent that. Some tiebreakers with points for and points against, and recency bias with streaks, but at the same time, we all know where people stand in this league.
Yeah, but at this point, the rosters are not perfectly balanced. But at this point, you're 4 seasons deep, so you're not like going against a. Again, I hate to make it like you're not going against the day one like Titans or day one Jets anymore, even though it's not far
Well,
off.
I was gonna say the Jets probably do still have
Uh,
day one Jets, but
but like
other
they're
than that,
developed at this point. Like you're not going against like nobodies. Like you're not. I don't even know
fair.
who you'd say it. Like the Jets quarterback, like Justin Fields, probably like a low 70 season one.
Yeah, he's my backup quarterback at like 90 overall right now, so I get it.
All right, so
All right, appreciate you, Mark.
thank you for watching. Make sure to tune in for our next episode.